Mega Man Maker Mega Contest! Mega Man Maker Mega Contest! I'm FUBAR, and I hosted the Mega Man Maker level contest, and here are the entrants. First we have Huffman, and then we have Ghost, and then we have Alvira. The way that this works is Mega Man Maker is a free application where you can design Mega Man-based levels, kind of like Mario Maker. They just had their update to 1.5, so you can actually have multiple bosses. You can do a whole Metroidvania thing with Mega Man. Anyways, the idea here is that these three contestants made new levels for Mega Man Maker, and they are being judged by me. So please enjoy the next three levels, and at the end I will go over what I like, what I dislike, and who won. Month of May is where the next contest runs. So you, the viewer, are able to enter this contest, and there are 3 easy steps to do this. First, download Mega Man Maker from their website in the links below. Second, you have to be a part of the FUBAR Discord. Third, you have to submit a level in the Mega Man Maker level contest or level chat box for the entry. You only get 1 entry per a person, and then at the end of the month, I do basically what I did here, where I play through the levels, record them, and then rate them, and then pick a winner. Winner gets a cash prize. This time it's going to be $10, and cash prize is based over how many people enter. So, you know, more people enter, bigger the value. Anyways, enjoy. before we get to the evaluations, congratulations, Ghost! You were the winner of the April contest. As the winner, you get to go first for the evaluations. So the things I liked about your level, Ghost. I liked how each of the boss areas had a lead up. They may not have all been themed to the boss in particular, but I did like that they actually had a little bit of an area where you go to first before you actually head to the boss. Typically in the boss rushes, you just go straight from boss to boss to boss to boss, and then that's it. It's over. What was nice about this is even after you had all the bosses defeated, you had to still go through one little final area to shoot the bag up top. And I thought that was nice. And I also kind of liked how each of the bosses did have their own theme, as I mentioned before. So here's what I would change. The boss rooms should probably be a little bit more attuned to the bosses. So for example, Toadman, he can get stuck in a loop, and there was an issue with Sparkman where he also could get stuck. So I would probably do a pass on those, just to fight just that boss move Mega Man and kind of see how things go. I would also probably do another pass on the blocks and screens, as some of them kind of were off just by a block. And I don't know if you know this, but you can also set your teleporters at the end of that to return right to the start instead of having to go through that conveyor belt, which can just remove a few screens from your level. I know you said you were having some performance issues. And while not a detractor, and not just something that you might want to consider if you decide doing another boss room, or boss rush, I did like how you had the boss weapon at the end of the boss. I mean, you can set it so that way the boss drops the weapon. You discovered that with Metal Man, and it would be kind of interesting if in that last bit you used some of the more environmental weapons like the oil slick to use to get towards the end of the level. So like, for example, oil slick, you could use that to surf on top of water. But just food for thought. But outside of those changes, great level, Ghost. And up next is Alvira. So, things about your level that I liked. I liked that it had a good machine theme overall. You made really great use of the gimmicks, such as that long haul of spikes with the droppers, the spike droppers, and the spring mobs going both up and well, not just up, but just the whole layout of the level was really good. It showed a lot of polish, and all of the screens displayed correctly. There were plenty of checkpoints, and quite honestly, it was a very tough level. It was the long, and this kind of also leads into what I would change. It's not so much that it was hard, it was more that it was way too long for one boss and no weapons. The actual map itself took me about 30 minutes to beat, which is way too long to have for one boss, and particularly with no weapons. I mean, I would suggest probably maybe a few mini bosses along the way would help kind of make it more less grueling, and more, you know, have a short path that's really high risk but gives you a weapon that can help you with Magnet Man. Or a little slightly longer path that's a lower risk and has no weapon. But I mean, like I said, even without the deaths, it probably would have taken me probably about 15 minutes to beat the level, and that's still kind of long for just, you know, one boss. And there were a couple of places that I'm pretty sure that the player can get trapped, like that E-tank with the shields, and which is hilarious if it's a troll level, but I don't think that was your intent. But otherwise, I love the theming, did a really great job, and I really look forward to seeing what you do next. So Huffman, your last but not least. So some things that I liked about your level. I really liked how you used some of the geometry and reused it for the checkpoints, because they kind of look the same. Well, not the same, but you had like the ladder going up and you had the items there. I also kind of liked how you used your multiple bosses and made them weak to the buster, so that way they acted more like mini bosses instead of just, oh look, now you're fighting Crash Man. I also kind of liked a lot of your block choices. So like the sewers, for instance, I really liked how you had the brick with that blue top on it, because it kind of looks like water. I thought that was really nice. And how you were going up to Shade Man, it was very Metroid-like. When I saw that elevator, I'm like, wow, that was really neat. But some things that you would probably want to change in your next one, you might want to spend a little bit more time checking how your screens are transitioning, because it looks like that a few of them you may have edited and just not realized it, that the transition was basically off. So, for example, there was that one part early on where you have the ladder that's going down, and then you have a couple of blocks, but they're actually on the next screen, so you can't see them. And you can still walk on them, which is fine. And I think what you intended to do is you intended to have it all contiguous, so that way you could see it all. And I would just do a full pass on that next time, because there was also another part where you were getting Cutman's weapon, the rolling cutter, where when you're returning, you actually transition the screen into an enemy. And I think that you also, again, I think you intended to have that all as one long path. It's just either something got misclicked or you didn't realize it was doing that. But I have a feeling that you'll be able to figure that out for the next one. You also had those desert and space screens where you were trying to make this big lead up. But I think it was like 4 or 5 screens of nothing. So I would also do the same thing there. Either just make it shorter, so it's like maybe 2 or 3 screens if you're using the split, or you make it like 3 or 4 screens, but it's contiguous. So that's kind of what I would do for that. But overall, I'm very impressed with what you guys made, especially since I understand none of you have played a Mega Man game. So that was really impressive, guys. And I really look forward to what you guys are going to enter in the Make contest, and really hope that you guys kind of keep with it and introduce more levels that may not be for the contest, but just, for fun. So for you at home, if you would like to play these levels, I have left the codes in the description below, and at the start of each level, you can see the code. So that's what that was. You just enter the code, it gives you the level. So I hope to see you all for the Make contest, and hope to see some new entrants from you, the viewers. So until then.